ओम ओम शांति। कुछ क्षणों के लिए अपने को for few moments I create the awareness of my form as a point. I also use point to stop all the thoughts creating my object stage from Vyakt. And during day, whatever actions I'm doing, I stop all the actions and practice to just become a point of light, a pure, a loveful point, a peaceful point. Just stay very stable and very still in this image of being a point. And experience what do I feel as a point. Not only detached from the body, but all beautiful, pure feelings in the point. All the thoughts become pure. And others can also experience that they are bodiless. Each one of us a point of light. We all collectively have this awareness that I am just a point. Om Shanti.
सोचना स्वरूप या समृद्धि स्वरूप बनने वाले होना। एक बात भी समृद्धि में रखो, थोड़ी से भी उठते हो, यथार्थ तो मोहब्बत के गीत आपको उठाते, अमृत वेले से आप मीठे बच्चे, प्यारे बच्चे भाव कितना स्नेह से बुलाते, उठाते, तो जिसका आदर इतना श्रेष्ठ है, तो मध्य और अंत क्या होगा? श्रेष्ठ होगा ना। अच्छा,
Om Shanti. Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude, purity of vision and attitude. You remain celibate, brahmachari, and you also observe purity. Do not be happy with just that. Now underline purity of vision and attitude even more. The main foundation is to make your thoughts pure, knowledgeful, and powerful, and your attitude full of elevated feelings. Adopt an attitude of bringing benefit for everyone, and then everyone will consider you to belong to them. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today is day 8. Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude. Today's topic, purity of vision and attitude. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Okay, good, very good. Not only good, but very good. Yeah. Mm. Baba wants our level of purity as 100%. Not only purity in actions or purity of words, but purity of thoughts, attitude, and drishti. We start our day with Baba early morning. Baba wakes us and we sit with Baba. It's really these days is just sit with Baba. There will be experience, there will be feelings. I am with Baba. And each one of us should think that many in our lives had to struggle within the family, in society. Normal way of living is you get married, you have children, you live with the family. But as soon as we come to Brahma Kumaris, everyone knows that they have to live a celibate life. So within the family, lot of conflict, lot of pressure from society. How will you live your life alone? But luckily we have such a big family, right? Unlimited family. Otherwise it's true. It's not difficult to live pure, but to live alone and not have family was a very big issue. But then we knew that we had an unlimited family. Baba was saying, but that is not enough if you are celibate. Your purity should be purity of attitude and purity of drishti. In Hindi, they always say vritti and drishti. That means our attention or any kind of attraction towards whether it's your own body or body of others, even slightly shouldn't be there. I look very good in these clothes. These kind of ornaments make me look, I look very great in that. Anyway, in any different forms, our attention shouldn't go to make body attractive. When that is in my attitude, then others will also not only look at me, but look at the body and, oh, you really look nice. You look smart today. This looks very nice on you, some clothes. So that's body consciousness, right? And when you have body consciousness, then others definitely look at you also in body consciousness. So very subtle attitude of body consciousness, Baba is calling it also as impurity. So we want to check ourselves every day, whatever Baba says, we immediately check ourselves and say, do I still have that impurity, subtle impurity? But also then Baba saying, it's not that, but you should always, always have pure thoughts because that's the foundation. And you should have pure feelings in your attitude for everyone. Your intellect, attitude, everything should be knowledgeful. We listen to knowledge, right? But to churn knowledge, have conversations of knowledge, becoming embodiment of knowledge. I think we still need to do that, right? Whenever we see each other, we share point of Murli. So we are becoming embodiment of knowledge. And that knowledge is actually power. Because then mind and intellect, attitude, no, nothing will remain in there. There will be complete purity. Because knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is light. So Baba wants that our feelings towards everyone should be that everyone lives a good life, all the time good feelings, good thoughts for others. It comes from compassion, it comes from love. So, in a very natural way, in soul consciousness, be knowledgeful and be powerful. So, it's not only we keep everything pure and clean, but we have to make it full also. How many of us remember points of knowledge from Holy Holy? And then, of course, we have to do karma yoga, so our intellect is in actions. But because there is knowledge not in the intellect, it goes towards many directions. And then it affects the stage. So I was thinking of daddies. They really had that life in Yagya. When I came, it was everywhere, just people are, daddies are sharing knowledge, points of knowledge, what Baba said, and I wish if we can create that again, that whole day we only talk about what Baba said, so that we can become embodiment of knowledge, an embodiment of power. I'm really happy that we're getting these awake signals. And when we look at every word and reflect together on those words, at least for me, many old young Brahmin experiences emerge. Because then it was so easy to be free from wasteful thoughts. I know at work it might be difficult, but many of us are at home, working from home, or just full time for Baba's service. That means anyone who will call us, talk to us, we will share a point of knowledge. So, as Baba said, you don't have to be embodiment of thoughts, but you have to be embodiment of awareness. Not Sochta Sarup, but Simirti Sarup. I like that very much. Even Simirti of little things. Baba is my teacher, Baba is my Sadguru, Baba is my friend, Baba is ocean of knowledge. Any one thought about effort or any one thought about Baba. So that means that knowledge, revision of knowledge, conversation of knowledge will definitely help us. Otherwise, we are making effort to make ourselves clean, pure, our attitude and drishti, very pure. But it has to be also elevated. It also, sharing of the knowledge is important. It's not you have to give course all the time, but anytime anyone amongst yourself, or as I said, anyone calls, you share a point of knowledge. So we should maybe try from tomorrow that our conversation is of knowledge and we are embodiment of power. And this definitely will bring in us that our attitude and thoughts are to bring benefit to others. Because ultimately what we have to do with power of purity is to bring benefit to others. to do good to others so that others feel we always think of good of them. So that can also create feelings of belonging. Om Shanti.
Good evening, Didi.
Hello.
Long time. And of course, we've had you a few times in the last few days, and so many different thoughts. And you mentioned today something that had come in the Murli, where Baba mentioned these three things of be pure, be gentle, and humble. And just to begin with, might there be, like, to be pure, is it a destination? To be humble, is it a destination? But might being gentle be something that I can actually practice? And what would that look like?
Destination is purity, but expression of that purity comes through these qualities.
Okay.
You know, like Baba gives example that pure gold can mold because it's very soft. But if there is lot of alloy, you cannot mold it. So same is purity. So when there's purity, I think you, especially when you looked at Dadi Gulzar, she was very gentle in the sense of what she has to say, what she has to do. When she gets up, even with her body, she was very gentle. You know, some are strong for their own body also. But she was gentle while eating, while, you know, even sometimes she's walking around in the garden. You could feel her gentleness. So that's what I think. It is from her purity that she is gentle. And her gentleness allows her to be more pure or humble also.
But can it work the other way as well? That I may not be pure like Dadi Gulzar was pure, but could I practice being gentle, and might that encourage me towards purity?
Yeah, but I think that main energy is purity.
Is purity.
And from there, all these virtues can be inculcated or can be imbibed, or we can become the image of those virtues.
And then, Baba was talking on Sunday about being compelled by your nature. And so at some level, it means I must still like my old nature. You know, I'm compelled, but there must be some liking. It's not just that I'm powerless, but even in the emergence of that compulsion of my old nature, how then can I be gentle with myself? In dealing with that and seeing, because again, what would you say is the percentage for all of us at the present time of our old nature and our Brahman or our Divya nature? Would we say that the old nature still is so strong in this?
Actually, very few sanskars are left. Most of the sanskars have been transformed. If you really look at purity, our attitude, having good wishes for everyone, a lot of things we are doing because of our purity. It's very natural. But some sanskars are very strong. And Baba is talking about those sanskars and saying, transform them also. Just to notice that, let's say, you are forceful. So not all the time you are very good, but once in a while that sanskar will emerge, almost seen as on any of one particular sanskar. It emerges once in a while, but Baba saying that shouldn't happen. Transform immediately at that. And I think I see change in everyone. Everyone is making effort. Everyone is trying to transform those sanskar because there is realization and they're making effort. So because efforts are being done, there is power to transform. And this Murli is of 94. And from there until today, after so many years, there is very, very big change in all of us, I think.
But
So
still,
I would give a good marks to everyone.
good. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But still, that, when we do the, and as you say, it may not be any big sanskar and it may not be all the time, but still you immediately feel it, and you don't allow it to continue. But how do I apply this thing of gentleness to my own self? It might be easier to be gentle with others, but how can I be gentle with my own self?
I think that it's only when you are gentle with yourself, you can be gentle with others. Because whatever quality of sustenance you are giving to yourself, that kind of sustenance you give to others, they cannot be different. So you can only be gentle with others when you are gentle with your own self. But sometimes, like, the feeling of, oh, I'm behind, I have a lot of weaknesses, I have to really make a lot of efforts. So that pressure on the intellect, that pressure can make you a little bit like forceful, but it won't work on you. What I find, I cannot do anything with pressure, anything. I was telling one time Radhi Janki that these days car doors are so sensitive. They are automatic, right? You touch them, door gets closed. But if you hold it and try to close, it doesn't. Because that's the nature of the car. So I was once telling her that that's what actually we are. I was talking about myself. I said, you just have to signal and you see everything will be okay. But if it comes very forcefully or comes more as I have to do it, somewhere I get stuck,
Right.
So I was giving her an example one time, trying to tell her that each one of us, we are different. And once you know how we are, then it will be gentle, it will be signal, not necessarily lot of words,
Words,
but it will be very natural to catch those signals and do the things.
Something that you inadvertently mentioned today also when we were talking earlier, and Baba mentioned it in the Murli, and it has now become such a popular word in the English language because of social media and everything, and that is being an influencer. As you say, oh, I have this many followers, and so people are, they promote, they could be promoting a business, they could be promoting clothing, they could be promoting an organization, and then they get so many followers, and then they get paid as well to do that. And so Baba was speaking on Sunday about being an influential soul and how an influential soul can't be influenced. And I like that a lot. And so you're an influencer. You're a major influencer. And so how do you see it in the context of the present time? And
whatever you are influencing is to bring souls close to Baba, help them to accomplish their aim, help them to continue with their hope and courage. It's a different kind of influence. One is with your methods, your ideas, your concepts, that influence. And other is to help the souls have such an influence that they can continue on the spiritual journey. So that's how I see it, that you have to be influential, help the souls to move forward, As, whenever I say things like that, immediately I think about Avyakti Parivar, that every evening I had been talking to the souls. And then I look at myself, why am I talking? Am I trying to influence, increase the number of audience? But I look at myself and I say it's just sharing what Baba wants from us, a Vyakti signal, something from Yagya, something from Dadis. So even being influential, but your influence is to bring souls close to their destination or to Baba.
And
I
then
think
for
that,
us,
yes.
sorry, yeah, for others, then I suppose part of that could be in terms of a negative would be to be impressed. And so maybe you could tell us about some things that we get impressed by, and it's not the right thing, and so it's being an influence by being impressed by someone or something. Now, as students of Baba, instead of just being impressed by Baba and the fortune that we have, where might we consider things a little bit dangerous?
I could lose my identity in the sense of that in my head there is someone, in the sense of someone's way of talking, maybe someone's some of the aspects, the way they are explained.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that like your own intellect doesn't work. It's like you are not what you are. And it is very important to maintain one's own self-respect. And I remember that I had that nature from beginning. I always loved to read Dadi's classes and I used to love them. But I always maintain, how do I feel? How do I churn? Always kind of, So one day I was talking to someone, or I had to give class. So Dadi Gulzar and both Dadi said, oh, we're going to listen to your class. I said, my class? Oh, you both are. They say, no, we like the way you express, we like this thing. And so I think that if you maintain your identity, and of course, humility is important. So this kind of sharing, even those who are ahead of us would want to be part of that. That's what many times Dadi Janki said, oh, I have to listen, I have to see. Or when I come after class, can you share with us what you said? And it made me humble because they are so wise and they have so much. Why they have to listen?
Beautiful. Maybe it comes back again to this thing that we were speaking about yesterday, and I think you touched on it today too. When you're generating trust, when you because of the truth, and I think, was it purity you said? But why then would even the most senior ones trust you to that extent that that you can also be their teacher, even whilst you're their companion?
Yeah, because when you are authentic and you are honest and you are truthful, then that companionship is formed very easily. There is no, when I came to Baba and when Brahma Baba starts sharing things when I am so young, and I keep thinking that, oh, I am so little and he's sharing that wisdom or sharing certain things of Yagya. So I think it's the trust, plus again the part, because maybe they knew that one day we will the ones take care of Yagya. we are the ones who will, guide. So that's why one of the reason could be. But definitely, they were able to see through us,
Yeah,
very transparent, and
yeah.
because
And that,
yeah,
yeah, that trust that they had in us, I didn't think about it, but no doubt it helped us to progress. And so then, of course, the flip side of it now is, what about when somebody doesn't feel they're trusted? How and how to give someone the feeling of that the yagya trusts them, that I trust them, that the seniors trust them, even if they're not 100% trustworthy. How can we give them that feeling so that would then make them trustworthy?
I don't know, only feelings can work, but I think everyone, we recently we had quite a intense situation where one person does so much for Yagya, but it was very difficult to trust. And of course, because I am maybe this, I am this, why there is no trust? And I realized that there is something in the soul needs to change, not only in the being, but also in doing. And it did happen a few days ago that he realized, not only realized in the sense, it did happen that he found what was not right there, why there was lack of trust.
Wow, yeah.
So after that, and then also this impressed and influence had been so common, and many of them, they making decisions based on being influenced or impressed by someone. So I think that we all have to be careful. We all have to be careful, whether at center or in a good position in Yagya, that I shouldn't just decide and believe because of someone else. That means I have to have that truth. I need to have just such deep connection with Baba that I don't make mistakes, because that mistake can bring a lot of loss to Yagya. And then if I have traveled quite a far, I might have to come back all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we all have to be, everyone has to be careful.
Yeah, but what you're saying, that the person who realized, and I remember a situation some time back, and the person saying they couldn't understand why they weren't trusted because they were doing all the things, as far as they were concerned, what was demanded in terms of dress and practice and so on and so forth. And then they had the realization that there was a difference in what was appearing on the outside and what was going on for them on the inside.
But also,
so that's what
this-
others were picking up, perhaps.
this whole thing of being compelled, because then they are compelled to change, even if they don't
Yeah.
realize, but lot of their authorities, lot of their powers are taken away because whatever is right has to be right, in the sense, sooner or later, whether it's drama, Baba, or some souls will come forward,
Yeah.
and your weakness or your whatever is not right will be exposed, and then you are compelled to, because whatever you have done in the past, whatever damage had been, that's all right. But even now, if things can change, at
Yes.
least we can recover something.
That's the thing.
Mm.
Getting a signal from Bhumi, I think. Thank you so very much. And I there's other things I want to explore with you, but next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Didi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude, purity of vision and attitude. You remain celibate, brahmachari, and you also observe purity. Do not be happy with just that. Now underline purity of vision and attitude even more. The main foundation is to make your thoughts pure, knowledgeful, and powerful, and your attitude full of elevated feelings. Adopt an attitude of bringing benefit for everyone, and then everyone will consider you to belong to them. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avikti Parivar. So, just to remind you all that this Sunday, coming Sunday, is Mother's Day, and we'll be having a fortune to have Jayanti Didi with us at Harmony House, and we will connect also with the Parivar in the morning, and we will announce the program later. And also Mother's Day special evening, we'll be offering Bhog also in Avikti Parivar. So now let's start a big journey. Well, before that, the program for tomorrow, Tuesday Amritvela, and then evening 5 to 6 is Murli revision, and then from 6 meditation, Hindi series, commentary, English series, and a Vikti journey. So now let's start a Vikti journey. Welcome to a Vikti journey. Avik Murli is from 1969, inspiring us to change from Brahmin to angel.
Om Shanti, Avyakt Murli of the 24th of July, 1970. How to create the point stage easily. What stage would you call the stage that everyone is sitting in at present? Do you have the Avyakt stage while being in the corporeal? Can you stabilize yourself in the stage of a point while you are meeting Bap Dada? A few souls gave their own ideas. At what time are you especially able to create the stage of stabilizing as a point? Is it when you sit in solitude? Or can you also have that stage while walking and moving around? The final effort is that of remembrance. This is why it is necessary for your intellect to understand clearly the stage of remembrance and your own experience. What is the stage of the point form and what is the Avyakt stage? What is the experience of each of them? Because there are two names, there must definitely be a difference between the experiences of the two. At present, while walking and moving around, the stage of being stable in the point form is not just lacking, but it is almost non-existent. You should also practice this stage. you should be able to take a few minutes in between and practice the stage of the point form, just as on certain days, everyone maintains silence for 3 minutes, and even the traffic is stopped. All activities are stopped. When you carry out any task or when you are talking, you must also stop the traffic of your thoughts. You must stop the thoughts of the mind and the activities you're carrying out with your body for 1 minute every now and then and practice that. If you do not practice that, how and when will you be able to create the powerful stage of the point form? Therefore, it is necessary to practice that. If you continue to carry out this practice in a practical way every now and then, the stage of the point form that you find difficult today will then become as easy as the avyakt stage that the majority of you find easy today. When you first started to practice that, you found it difficult to maintain the avyakt stage while being in the corporeal form. Just as it is becoming easy for you to stay in the avyakt stage and carry out a task, so the stage of the point form will also become easy in the same way. Maharathis should now practice this stage. Do you understand? Those who are able to have the angelic stage, that is, the avyakt stage all the time, are easily able to stabilize in the stage of the point form. If you are not stable in the avyakt stage, then you will find it difficult to stabilize yourself in the point form. This is why you must practice this now. In the beginning, in order to practice the avyakt stage, you used to sit in solitude and make your own individual effort. In the same way, you must make an effort for this final stage every now and then by making some time for it. This is the final stage of success. In order to reach the stage, you have to pay special attention to one thing. What scheme does the government plan nowadays? Their plans become successful when they first keep the aim of saving as much as possible in everything. They plan a saving scheme to save their time, their money, and also their energy. They wish to save energy so that it takes less energy and one is able to carry out a task to a greater extent. They plan a saving scheme of saving in every way. So, what scheme should the Pandava government create? You were just told that you have to make an effort to attain complete success in the stage of the point form. According to how you are moving along at present, all of you say that you remain very busy and that you have very little time to spend in solitude or in churning. But where will you get that time from? Day by day, service will increase and the problems too will increase. The speed of thoughts will also increase day by day. At present, you create 10 thoughts in 1 second, and later that speed will be doubled or tripled. Just as nowadays they count the population to see how much it has grown in 1 day, in the same way here, the speed of your thoughts will be very fast. On the one hand, there will be expansion of your thoughts. And on the other hand, there will be expansion of evil spirits, the souls. However, for this, you have to maintain special attention through which you will be able to confront everything that comes in front of you. That is, in order to understand clearly whatever happens, you must remember 2 words. One is the difference, that is antar, and the other is a mantra. Acha, we will continue tomorrow.
Now do service with your elevated state of the mind and your subtle attitude. Purity of vision and attitude. You remain celibate, brahmachari, and you also observe purity. Do not be happy with just that. Now underline purity of vision and attitude even more. The main foundation is to make your thoughts pure, knowledgeful, and powerful, and your attitude full of elevated feelings. Adopt an attitude of bringing benefit for everyone, and then everyone will consider you to belong to them.
अब अपनी श्रेष्ठ मनसा द्वारा सूक्ष्म वृत्तियों से सेवा करो। दृष्टि वृत्ति की पवित्रता, मैं ब्रह्मचारी तो रहता हूँ, पवित्रता का पालन तो करता हूँ, सिर्फ इसमें खुश नहीं हो जाओ। अभी दृष्टि वृत्ति की पवित्रता पर और अंडरलाइन करो। मूल फाउंडेशन है, अपने संकल्प को शुद्ध बनाओ, ज्ञान स्वरूप बनाओ, शक्ति स्वरूप बनाओ, वृत्तियों को शुभ भावना से संपन्न बनाओ। सबका भला हो, यह वृत्ति धारण करो, तब आपको सब अपना मानेंगे। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone.